Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you. It is my great pleasure to welcome each of you to this significant occasion, the swearing-in ceremony for our new police chief, James Danny Buie. I'm Jennifer Moore, the Director of Communications for the City of Suffolk, and it is my pleasure to MC this program this evening. Today marks a moment of pride and celebration for our city as we come together to honor the leadership and service of dedicated public servant, Danny Buie, who has committed his life to ensuring the safety and security of our community. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize some of our distinguished guests who have joined us here today. We are honored to have Mayor Michael Duman, Councilperson Shelley Butler Barlow, Councilperson Leroy Bennett, Councilman John Rector, Councilman Tim Johnson, Councilman Leotis Williams, Councilman Roger Fawcett, Judge Nicole Belote, Judge Hellevi Holland, and other guests that are here today are retired Chief of Police Thomas Bennett, City Manager Al Moore, Deputy City Managers Kevin Hughes and Aziz Felder, Fire Chief Michael Baraki, Sheriff David Miles, Commonwealth Attorney Narendra Plez, Clerk of Court Randy Carter, Deputy City Attorney Stephanie Pugh, and School Superintendent John Gordon, and of course the family of Chief Buie. Thank you all for being here this evening. Your presence here reflects the importance of this event, and we are grateful for your support. Today's ceremony is more than just a formal process. It is a reaffirmation of our collective commitment to upholding the values of justice, respect, and community that define our city. Our new Chief of Police brings with him not only a wealth of experience, but also a deep connection to the community he serves. As a lifelong resident of our city, he embodies the very spirit of public service with a career that has been marked by integrity, dedication, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. And I now ask that you please stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem performed by Senior Police Officer Kenneth Smith, followed by the invocation from Chaplain Vernon Williams.
Oh, say, can you see why the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. Let us pray. Lord, we welcome your Holy Spirit to join us in this evening to honor and to celebrate the appointment of our new Suffolk Chief of Police, James Danny Buie. We thank you for guiding the city to this moment and the leadership and dedication that have brought us here. We ask for your blessings upon our new chief, his family, his staff, and may the new status quo go beyond the status quo of past. Continue to represent integrity, fairness, and compassion, and always striving to protect, serve this great city of Suffolk. Lord, we ask Chief Buie commence to take the mantle of those of the great leaders of yesterday. You will continue to bless him with wisdom, love, understanding, and peace. We pray that as he take on the status quo of the past and move to the new horizon of tomorrow, bless him and keep him in your perfect peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Y'all can sit. I forgot we were at a police event, so you got to follow an order. Well, good evening, and welcome to tonight's swearing-in ceremony for Chief James Danny Buie. As a city manager, of course, those who don't know me, my name's Al Moore, but as a city manager, I have the great honor of working side by side with approximately 1,500 dedicated employees. One of the most visible positions within the city is the Chief of Police. This position leads 293 sworn and non-sworn personnel whose daily charge is ensuring the safety of our citizens. But most importantly, it is a position that requires an experienced individual with ties to the community, someone who is supported by the people he leads and has the ability to develop relationships with all facets of our community. I will start with the experienced individual. Chief Buie started his career with Suffolk PD in September of 1996. During his 28-year career, he has worked in several capacities to include uniform patrol, field training officer, special investigations as a narcotics investigator, neighborhood enforcement team, SWAT team leader, primary hostage negotiator, gang specialist, firearms instructor, active threat instructor, and also leadership training instructor to new officers. And I probably missed about 20, and he'll tell me about that a little bit later. His career is one of progression, having served in the uniform patrol as a new officer, moving to a deputy chief, serving in all three divisions: administration, operations, and criminal investigations. Since October of 2023, has served as a city interim police chief. In addition, Chief Buie has also received numerous departmental commendations and awards: Officer of the Quarter, Officer of the Year, Supervisor of the Year. And while at the West Point Leadership School, he was awarded by his peers a Graduate Leadership Award, Top Gun. Danny, you got a new nickname. I'll let you know that. When you get an email from me, it's going to say Top Gun. I mentioned ties to the community. Chief Buie is homegrown, a graduate of John Yates High School, 28 years with the city, and a community member since his birth. Supported by the people he leads, and I can attest to this. I've received numerous statements of endorsement from departmental staff regarding the selection of the chief. Danny, this is a testament to your leadership abilities. Now let me speak to the person. Though I started a year before Danny, my interactions with Chief Buie has evolved over the past 6 to 7 years, and more so the past 4 years. But before I share my personal thoughts, on the back of your agenda is the oath of honor, which states, "On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community, and the agency I serve, so help me God." The Suffolk Police Department has 8 core values also: service, professionalism, direction, partnership, risk-taking, integrity, dedication, and excellence. These are all strong values, and along with the words in the oath of honor, it describes a person of high ethical character. I have observed these traits and values within Chief Buie. I know our selection committee representatives also understood the strength, as I do, that Chief Buie brings to this position. In closing, it is an honor for me to be here tonight as we swear in our next City of Suffolk Chief of Police, James Danny Buie. At this time, please let me introduce our next speaker, the Honorable Mayor Michael D. Duman, for his remarks. Mayor.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed members of our community. Today is a momentous occasion for our city as we come together to swear in our new Suffolk Chief of Police. It is with great honor and pride that I stand before you to recognize not only the distinguished career of our new chief, but also his unwavering dedication to the safety and well-being of the community he has called home for his entire life. You can read Chief Buie's bio and have heard about his exemplary 28-year career of accomplishments and accolades. But training and experience is only one aspect of what makes a great leader. What truly separates Chief Buie from others is his character and ability to lead. Danny Buie is humble, honorable, dedicated, genuine, and leads by example. I do not believe he would ever ask any of his men or women to do anything he wouldn't do himself. Danny Buie will never forget where he came from or lose appreciation for those he commands. Through his actions and through his deeds, he has earned something that money can't buy and no one can demand, and that is respect. The respect of those he commands, the respect of his colleagues, and respect of our citizens who he's sworn to protect. Danny Buie, as chief, will always realize that he, and he alone, is ultimately responsible for what his subordinates do or fail to do. I have personally witnessed Chief Buie place the welfare of this city above any personal ambition or agenda. Because our new chief grew up on the streets of our city, he is capable and fully understands the unique needs, challenges, and aspirations of our citizens. His deep connection to this community gives him a perspective and a commitment that go beyond duty. They stem from a genuine love for the place we all call home. As he steps into this critical role, I am confident that he will lead our police department with the same integrity, honor, and dedication that have defined his career. Under his command, we can expect a policing strategy that is rooted in respect, accountability, and collaboration. He understands that effective policing is not just about enforcing the law. It's about building trust and fostering strong relationships with his community. His vision for our police department is one that prioritizes transparency, fairness, and a proactive approach to public safety, ensuring that every resident feels secure and respected. In this new chapter, we look forward to a continued focus on community-oriented policing, where officers are not only protectors, but also partners with our citizens. Our chief's commitment to reducing crime, preventing violence, and enhancing the quality of life for all residents will guide every decision, every action, and every interaction. As we welcome him into this leadership role, let us also take a moment to express our deep appreciation for his past service and lifelong dedication to public safety. We are indeed fortunate to have a leader of his caliber at the helm of our police department. Chief, as you take responsibility, know that you have the full support of this administration and the community. We are confident in your ability to lead with courage, wisdom, and compassion. Together, we will continue to build a city that is safe, vibrant, and inclusive for all. As mayor, and especially as a friend, it is an honor to officially recognize your promotion to chief, and we look forward to the bright future ahead under your leadership. Thank you and congratulations. It is customary here in Suffolk that the city manager passes the police badge to the family member who will be pinning the officer. And we are very fortunate today to have Miss Estelita Buie, wife of Danny Buie, here to not only pin her husband, but also provide an introduction of him and his distinguished career. So I'd like to ask Mr. Moore at this time if he could provide the badge to Miss Buie as she joins me at the podium for her remarks.
No pressure.
This part.
Good evening. No pressure. I don't think anybody likes having to speak after Mayor Newman, especially when I have 6 pages to your 3. Thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate this achievement. So many of you have been right there with us during Danny's career to offer your support and encouragement, and we truly appreciate it. I want to take a moment to thank Jennifer Moore for her hard work and dedication. I know it's not a simple task to organize an event like this. I've had to do the same things. And our family appreciates you. Danny asked me several weeks ago if I would speak tonight. And I am an emotional person, by the way. I'm just going to full stop. I might start crying. I apologize. He asked me to speak several weeks ago to read his bio and say a few words. Very next day, however, he came home from work and he says he knows that I'm really not into public speaking, and I could just make it short and sweet, and that would be good for him, which is really what he wants. He's too humble for me to stand here and talk about him. That was the moment that I realized that after 28 years, he had absolutely no idea how long his bio is. And I wondered if he had actually bumped his head on something and forgot that he is not the boss of me. Needless to say, this is going to be sweet, but it's not going to be short. I have a little bit to say. After living in Suffolk over 30 years, I can stand here and say that anyone looking to move to Suffolk can put a solid check mark in the box for public safety. Oh, actually, hang on. I got ahead of myself. Sorry. So Danny's been a Suffolk boy his entire life. I was born in Portsmouth, raised in Arizona from the age of 7, and moved back to Virginia about 33 years ago. Not long after I moved back to Virginia, I was lucky enough to meet Danny. We dated for about a year before we started having conversations about what was important to us, including where we might want to live if our relationship continued down in the direction it was moving. Looking back, I realized I had 2 things that were top of mind when thinking about where I wanted to live and raise a family. They were 2 things that I believe most people think about when they're looking to move to Suffolk, or anywhere for that matter. Is the city safe, and how is the education system? After living in Suffolk for over 30 years, I can stand here and say again that anyone looking to move to Suffolk can put a solid check mark in the box for public safety. We have our pockets of problems from time to time, just like any other city, but I've always felt safe in Suffolk, even being privy to the day-to-day issues that our officers deal with. That safety doesn't just happen, though. It requires good leadership, top-notch training for our law enforcement heroes, a mutual respect between law enforcement and the citizens, and those tasked with running our city. The Suffolk Police Department has always been an example of excellence, and again, that doesn't just happen. We've been extremely fortunate over the years to have managers who have made solid chief appointments, such as Chief Jackson, Chief Freeman, Chief Bennett, who's here tonight, and now my husband, Chief Buie. It's appointments like these that have built a solid foundation of leadership and a police force worthy of our praise. It's vital to our city's safety, and we continue to seek the best chief appointments and the best officers that we can possibly attract. Clearly, I'm ecstatic for my husband and his appointment, but during this process, we remained prayerful that the final decision would be one that would truly benefit and continue the success of our police department and the safety of our city. The appointment of police chief should always be made with careful consideration of its impact, not only on the city, but also the officers tasked with carrying out the vision of their chief while providing safety for all of us citizens. That said, I want to thank our city manager, Al Moore, for his character, integrity, diligence, in ensuring that the appointment process was both challenging and reached across the country to attract candidates that could continue the tradition that we have in Suffolk of law enforcement excellence. Your determination to make the best and most informed decision did not go unnoticed. So for the past several months, I've had several people ask me where Danny's desire to be the chief came from, since it was never really something that he or I had spoken to other people about. And to be honest, it was never in the plan. He's always simply worked hard to be the best version of himself at every level, regardless of the circumstances. It seemed to just start organically evolving back in 2020, during a time when my desire for him to retire was rather strong. He had other desires. There's a reason, as you all know, there are seasons to law enforcement. There is a season when law enforcement officers are our heroes, and there is a season where it feels like the entire world is against them. It's often the season where it feels like the entire world is against them that our family members may wish for a career change. The past 4 years have not been easier on our police officers or their family members, but it's officers who dig deep to remain in the fight to show our citizens that when the world seems to be going crazy, here in Suffolk, we have great officers who are leading the way on how law enforcement should actually look. My husband has been no different. As a matter of fact, when I encouraged him to retire, he was of the mindset to double down on his desires to show our citizens that Suffolk police officers are doing it right here. Leaders don't run when times are hard. Leaders dig deeper to lead the way. That's just how his mind functions, and is what led him to this day. His career got its official kickoff in 1996, sitting in a beach chair in a driveway of an Outer Banks vacation home named Skis Lodge. After a day on the beach, we were kicking back with some cocktails while our kids were under the cottage, out of the sun, playing in a blow-up swimming pool. Being the smart guy that he is, he started a conversation of marriage with me. Clearly feeling me out, he asked what my thoughts were on marriage. At the time, he was employed with Home Beneficial selling life insurance policies. While any job is a good job, I pointed out my concerns, which then led us to a career conversation where I learned that he wanted to be a cop from a very young age. Younger than him, and he's 7. As our conversation continued, I encouraged him to pursue a career he had dreamed of, and by simply giving it a go and applying to every police department in Hampton Roads, which was met with one simple statement from him: I'm not going to be a cop anywhere but Suffolk. Suffolk is where I'm from, so if I'm going to be a cop anywhere, it will only be in Suffolk. We returned home that June from our vacation, and he got right on his quest to become a cop in Suffolk. Needless to say, it was that career move that generated a yes from me to marry him August 16th, 1997. My husband, Chief Buie, was hired by the Suffolk Police Department in September of 1996. Following his graduation from the Chesapeake Police Academy, he served in the Uniform Patrol Division, where he served as a field training officer. In 2000, Chief Buie was selected as Officer of the Fourth Quarter and as Police Officer of the Year. In 2000, Chief Buie transferred to the Special Investigations Unit as a narcotics investigator. In 2003, while in the Special Investigations Unit, Chief Buie was one of the first 5 police officers promoted to the rank of Master Police Officer. In 2004, Chief Buie was promoted to the rank of Sergeant and was assigned back to the Uniform Patrol Division, where he served until he was assigned back to the Special Investigations Unit as a Sergeant. In 2007, Chief Buie was selected to be the first sergeant of the newly formed Neighborhood Enforcement Team, also known as NET. During his stint as the NET sergeant, the team made over 1,000 arrests, seized over 100 firearms. The team was so successful in preventing and or reducing gang violence within our city that a second team was approved and formed in Sector 2. To this day, the NET team is vital to deterring crime within our city. In 2007, Major Buie was selected as Supervisor of the Year. In 2010, Chief Buie, did I say Major Buie? I'm sorry, Chief Buie. Chief Buie was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant and assigned back to Uniform Patrol Division. In 2011, Chief Buie was reassigned as a lieutenant for Special Operations Division. During that time, Chief Buie supervised numerous specialized units to include motorcycles, Marine Patrol, bike officers, auxiliary officers, commercial motor vehicle officers, and school resource officers. In 2013, Chief Buie was promoted to the rank of captain and assigned as a Sector 2 police commander. In January of 2017, Chief Buie was promoted to the rank of Deputy Chief of Criminal Investigations. During Chief Buie's 7 years as Deputy Chief, he has served in all 3 divisions to include administration, operations, and criminal investigations. In August of 2023, Chief Buie made acting Chief of Police. On October 1st, 2023, Chief Buie was appointed as the interim Chief of Police. On July 8th, Chief Buie was officially appointed as the Chief of Police. During his distinguished 28-year career and different assignments, Chief Buie obtained numerous qualifications to include primary hostage negotiator, SWAT operator, SWAT team leader, SWAT commander, executive SWAT officer, gang specialist, general instructor, firearms instructor, active threat instructor, and teaches leadership training to new officers. Chief Buie has also received over 60 departmental commendations and awards during his 28-year career. Chief Buie is a graduate of the following schools: West Point Leadership School, the Professional Executive Leadership School, where he was awarded the Graduate Leadership Award by his peers, Top Gun, and he is a graduate of the 2016 graduate of the FBI National Academy, Session 264. And as I often say, he has a PhD in law enforcement. Chief Buie and I have been married for 27 years this Friday. We have 2 children and one grandson. Our son Daniel Buie is retired from the U.S. Army, where he proudly served our country during Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He's currently employed at Western Tidewater Regional Jail as the Assistant Director of Human Resources and the Standards and Compliance Manager. Our daughter, Ashley Buie, is the mother of our grandson, Grayson, and is a critical care paramedic, shift sergeant, and lead field training officer for Northampton County EMS. Our grandson, who's on the stage with us tonight, 7 years old, in the process of losing a lot of baby teeth. He's attending the 2nd grade at Northeast Academy. And in just a few minutes, he'll play an important role in the ceremony while watching his real-life superhero take the oath of office to be our next police chief. As for me, I got extremely lucky when I married the love of my life 27 years ago. And I have now gleefully retired to our home after working since I was 14, with the last 17 years of employment being with the City of Suffolk Public Schools Administrative Office. Now I spend my days with a 110-pound bloodhound doing only what I want to do. Thank you all so much again for being a part of this special night. Our family really appreciates you being here. I'm sorry I'm emotional. Now I'd like to ask my best friend and my husband, Chief Buie, to come join me to be sworn in as our next police chief.
Can you stand over here for me, Grayson? Hold the Bible up and give it to G. Paul to put his left hand on it. All right, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James Buie,
I, James Buie,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
discharge all the duties incumbent upon me
as the police chief for the City of Suffolk Police Department,
as the police chief of the City of Suffolk Police Department,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my abilities.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I know it's a weeknight and everybody's got work tomorrow, and for you men and women to take time out of your day to come out here and spend this with our family, I greatly appreciate it. I have a lot of thanks to make, for the people in my life that got me to this point, and I'm going to make those thanks because I may not get another opportunity to do it, so I want to make sure I do it tonight. Starting with the people who set up this event. A lot of times those people go unnoticed who do all the work behind the scenes, and if we could we please give Jen Moore and her crew and the police officers here that helped set all this up, Veronica Nordan, who's helped set all this up, can we please give them a round of applause? I want y'all to know that I'm truly honored and truly humbled to be standing here as the police chief for the Suffolk Police Department. Suffolk has been my home for my entire life, with a stint here and there and some other short stays in other places, but Suffolk is where I've always called home. I want to thank Estelita. It's hard to follow up with what, her introduction. A lot of the things, first of all, thanks for reminding me our anniversary is Friday. So I remember that now, so I won't remember that, so Veronica, please write that down and remind me that'll be on Friday. But Estelita and I, we've made this ride together, and as all you police officers know that are in the audience, you can't do this by yourself. She allowed me the ability to go to work and focus on work, and I didn't have to worry about what was going on at home because she was taking care of home, and she was taking care of our children, and I'm gone for birthdays, I'm gone for Christmas, I'm gone for Thanksgiving, and she's there running the show, and never once did she complain. Well, she did complain some, but never more than once did she complain. But I would tell you that she would wake up when I would get woke up in the middle of the night for a SWAT call out, and she would, I won't say what she would say, but she would say, "I hate your freaking job." And, but then she would get up and help me get ready to go, because she knew that I was going to go, that it was going to happen. So without her, I wouldn't be standing here. To my mom and dad, I ain't gonna do it. To my mom and dad who taught me character, character comes up a lot in this. And back in our day, my siblings are here to say this is 100% true. Back then, they taught you character a little different than they teach you now. I watched my older siblings get taught character, and I said, man, I'm gonna learn character a different way than y'all are learning it. But that comes, when we say that you're trying to be a good person, it's not by accident. You have good people around you, and my parents always taught me right from wrong. To my family and my family members and friends who are all here, they all played a role in me being here. Without them, I would not be here, and I greatly appreciate everything they have done for me for my whole life, and especially the last 28 years in getting me to where I am today. For the police officers in here and the family members in here, you don't do it by yourself. It takes everybody to be successful, and it takes everybody to be, when you're a police officer, you have to have your family and your friends to lead you on, to help you along the way, to where, you're going to have those hiccups, you're going to have those bad days. You have to have the shoulders that you can lean on, to get you through that day. And I've had that twofold with my friends. My friends are here in the audience here today. You guys don't know, I've known these guys here for 50 years. And when people ask me, hey, this doesn't bother you, spend the weekend with them and watch them run you through the ringer, and nothing will bother you. You can take anything. We've literally known each other for 50 plus years, but we're honest to each other. We support each other, but we hold each other accountable, and they always tell me the truth and keep me humble, and I appreciate that. To Al Moore, city manager, thank you for taking a chance on me. I really appreciate it. He had a lot of other choices. I don't think they were as good as me, but I understand there were some that were pretty good, but he's given me the opportunity to lead the police department that I truly love, and I greatly appreciate that. To the members of city council that are here today, I've had nothing but support from our city council. They also, they hold your feet to the fire. Since October of 2023, they have been nothing but supportive of me, trying to help me along the way. Department heads for the city of Suffolk. They had the opportunity to take the new guy and really screw with him, and they didn't. They helped me along the way. And the only thing they would do different to you, they would tell you in meetings that, yeah, you're supposed to sit here when you're really not supposed to, when the mayor's supposed to sit there. is it there? But other than that, they've been very supportive, very, very supportive of me, and I really could not have made the transition without them, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Former chiefs, the former chiefs of police for the city of Suffolk. The city of Suffolk, it's not by accident that the city of Suffolk has such a great working relationship with its community. You know, it's because of the foundation that previous police chiefs and previous police officers have brought to our city. They built, you know, the song said that the bones are good, the rest will stand. You know, the foundation that Chief Bennett and Chief Freeman and all, you know, those are the chiefs that I came up under. The foundation that they built for this city's department to be strong is the foundation that I inherited. You know, so they did it, and I want to thank them for everything that Chief Bennett, everything you did to teach me. And I know they weren't always good. You kind of taught me the same lessons that my parents taught me, and you know, a lot of the same way. But I always appreciate it. I always appreciate what you told me, and I always implemented it in my own way, and I greatly do appreciate everything you've done for me. The men and women of the Suffolk Police Department, you guys support me, and I know that I don't always make a decision that's popular with everybody, but I know that I always make the decision that I believe is in the best interest of the Suffolk Police Department and the city of Suffolk. And I want y'all to know that I would never make a decision based on anything that's good for me. I always make it what I believe is good for you and good for the citizens of our city. And I appreciate everything that y'all do for me every day. I told you guys I have an open door policy, and by God, y'all have held me to it. Y'all come to my door regularly, and I do appreciate it. I appreciate the ideas you bring me, and I appreciate y'all holding me to the fire. You know, the things that we talk about, y'all make sure that I follow through with them, and I do it. And I love each and every one of you, and I'll do the very best job I can do. Let me see. The thanks take a long time, don't they? My command staff, to the Suffolk Police Department command staff, who most are sitting over there, I can't do it without them. Guys, when the chief of police stands up here, makes the remarks, is the face of the department, he gets to get up and give the speeches, but the men and women of the command staff, the men and women of the police department do the work. You know, Jesse Epperson, Cassandra Garvin, John McCarley, I lean on them heavily to make decisions, and we all make decisions together. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility. If it's bad, then I'll wear it. But I don't take decisions lightly, and I lean on them a great deal. And the old saying that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, you just have to surround yourself with them smart people, that's what I've done. They're really smart people, and they really help me, and I want them to know that I greatly appreciate them every day. Veronica, Megan, and Janet. The saying of, we may not be in charge, but we're the only ones that know what's going on, is a fact. If Veronica don't tell me which direction to go in, I'll go in my office and sit there and stare at the window until she comes in and tells me where to go. You know, every day, y'all three keep that chief suite functioning. Every day. And I greatly appreciate it. Every single day, y'all come in, you hear a lot of things, you see a lot of things, but you bring your professionalism with you, and I appreciate everything you do for us every day. And that goes for every member of the Suffolk Police Department, all 293. Thank you for all that you do. I want to say a little bit, and Chief Bennett, I know I'm going longer than you would like. You would hook me by now. Yeah, you give me this. That's enough. That's enough. The members of the Suffolk Police Department, first of all, I'm proud to be part of that family. I'm proud that y'all let me lead you. I do appreciate it. Together, we can accomplish anything. Together, we're going to move this police department forward. You know, that's what we've been doing for the past 25 years, ever since Chief Jackson, ever since the merger, you know, in 1974, we've been moving forward. And I'm proud to say I'm part of now one of the best police departments in the country. And if we work together, we're going to continue to do it. And I mean work together. It's all of our police department. It's not just mine. The open door policy we talked about, please utilize it, but use good discretion when utilizing it. Our city's growing at a rapid rate. We got to grow with it. We can't be stagnant. We have to keep moving. We want to keep recruiting. We want to keep retaining police officers. We have to keep doing that. That being said, Friday, and the manager, I wouldn't be a good chief. I didn't say Friday. We're having a hiring event at Suffolk Police Headquarters, 8 o'clock. Tell a friend. Bring them with you. But I did the math, while in order to keep up with what we currently do right now as a police department, in the next 20 years, we need to hire 100 new police officers. That would make the Suffolk Police Department over 300 strong. We have to do that in the next 20 years in order to keep policing properly. So just something to keep in mind. The officers, hold me accountable. Don't let me get by. Hold me accountable. I never take it personal when you bring things to me, when you disagree with me. I never take it personal. You know, at the end of the day, we may go back to it's because I said so, but 99% of the time we're going to listen to what you have to say and take it into account. I'm going to hold you accountable. If you make a mistake, I'm going to hold you accountable. We're going to learn from it. We're going to move on, but I'm going to hold you accountable for everything that you do, just like I want you to do me. Communication up and down. We're going to talk to each other. I'm going to leave the office and come walk the hallways and come see you. I want you to come see me. We're going to have transparency in our police department. You men and women need to know this is how things get done. This is how it runs from top to bottom. I can only guarantee you two things. You know, one of them is things will go wrong. I can guarantee you that things are going to go wrong. Number two is I can guarantee you that when they do go wrong, I will always have the character to do the right thing to correct them. I want to talk to the community of Suffolk, to the citizens of Suffolk. I said it earlier, I'm very lucky to have the chiefs that were before me that built that strong foundation, because that partnership with our community is something that we had before I became chief of police. That's a testament to what all our former chiefs of police did. They built that foundation, and they gave me that strong foundation to finish building the rest of this house. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that. But that's what makes our relationship strong with our community. 90-some% approval rating. Guys, that's incredible. You know, our community, I want you to know that the City of Suffolk Police Department belongs to the citizens of Suffolk. We can't police without our community. If our community doesn't support us, the Suffolk Police Department cannot function as a police department. We have seen throughout the country what happens when the community and the police department don't have a mutual respect, and the police department is no longer police. We never are going to have that, and I will tell you this, in my watch, we will foster that partnership, and we will continue to do it year and year again, because we have to have the support of our community. We work for you. Always remember that. You're never bothering us. That's our job. We work for you. Trust with the community. Please don't judge us by what some fool does in Minnesota. Okay? And I probably shouldn't have said fool. But I already said it, so it's out there. Judge us by what we do as a police department. Judge us as what we do as a police department. Just like we judge the behavior of other people, please judge us that same way. If somebody in Los Angeles does something extremely stupid, don't judge the Suffolk police officers by that action. Because we're not the Los Angeles Police Department, we're the Suffolk Police Department. So please judge us accordingly. And if we're not doing it right, I will be the first one to hold us accountable. Transparency in policing, we're going to have it. It's important that our community knows what goes on. There's no secrets, guys. You know, it is what it is. If we do the job correctly, then I'm going to support you 100%. If we do it incorrectly, I'm going to hold us accountable 100%. And I want you to know I always give 110% to assure that our police department continues to partner with our community and to keep our city safe. I will make that guarantee to you that I'll give you everything I have to keep our city safe. And in closing, almost closing, one more page of closing, and then. But I had a couple quotes that I wrote. I teach some leadership classes, and a couple quotes from people that I believe are great leaders. And Estelita said it earlier. It's easy to lead when everything is going great, right? Easy to be that guy or that girl. It's hard when you test your character when things are bad. That's when the real character comes out. And these quote from Martin Luther King Jr. The time is always right to do the right thing. It's always right to do the right thing. That's all you got to do, right? You do the right thing and everything's going to be okay. My parents told me, do the right thing, it's going to be okay. If you don't do the right thing, guess what? We're going to build your character. The time is always right to do the right thing. What an easy quote, but what a real quote, right? General Norman Schwarzkopf. Good leaders must have two things, competence and character. You have to have competence, you got to know how to do your job, and you have to have the character to do it the right way. Do the right thing when no one is watching. That's what character is, guys. When you believe no one is watching, you do the right thing. Abraham Lincoln. Nearly all people can stand adversity, but if you want to test a person's character, give them power. Couldn't be more true. Couldn't be more true. And John Maxwell, the police officers in the room know that all of them probably have read a lot of John Maxwell books. A great leadership author says leadership is developed daily, not in a day. We learn leadership. People say leaders are born. I don't necessarily believe that. I believe it's something you work at every single day to be the best person that you can be. As the chief of police for the Suffolk Police Department and a citizen of this great city, I look forward to working together with all members of this department, all of our city staff, and all of the citizens of Suffolk to keep Suffolk as one of the best cities in the United States to live and to work in. Once again, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and thank you for your continued support.
Again, thank you all for attending today's event. I encourage you, if you have not done so already, to please sign the commemorative photo mat with your names and well wishes that we are providing to Chief Buie as a keepsake of today's event. It will be in the reception foyer area after the program. And I would like to ask that council members and immediate family to please stay back for a moment to ensure that we're able to take photos with the photographer. And for all other guests, please join us downstairs in the first floor ballroom for the reception following the program. Thank you again for joining us and have a good evening.